Hey everyone, welcome to a tutorial on how to qualify in Dizzy Heights. This map itself is one with a bunch of balls rolling towards you and a bunch of spinning discs, rolling you around. So it's kind of hard at times. Basically, the map is just a bunch of plates and people throwing balls at you. Alright. Here we can see the map is pretty straightforward, right? You just go forward in a linear path and you're at the end. So let's use that to our advantage. What you see now is footage of me running through the map. So if you're not interested in knowing the why behind my actions and are just here to see how to go through the map, you can stop watching after I qualify. Alright, since you're still here, I presume you're interested in knowing the logic I used. The footage of me running through this map is new, right? And you can see earlier that there was a crudely drawn path for how I walked through it. I'm using physics, basically, to determine this, alright? So, because we're dealing with rotating discs, I want to use centrifugal force and paths of inertia to move us. The centrifugal force is the force that pushes out of a circle, and basically it's the only force in this case, right? Because no force moves us towards the circle. The inertial reference frame will be the center of the discs that are rotating. So we are moving in reference to that. This is important for what I'm about to say, okay? So, bear with me for a second. Right, so the centrifugal force is, you can see here, the force that pushes it out. The inertial path is like the momentum in this case. So basically, it's rotational momentum of me jumping and I keep going forward in a tangential line to the actual rotation of the disc, right? Rotational inertia is modeled by mass times the radius squared. So it tells us that as we go further from the reference frame, the center of the disc, we will see an increase in inertia. This goes in line with torque, which is acceleration, rotational acceleration, times the inertia. And torque is essentially the force of a rotational object. So this increases the exerted centrifugal force. Now, in the game itself, it looks something like this, right? So we want to go with the arrows on the disc because that's how the disc rotates, right? So if we go against that, we'll be dealing with resistance, which we do not want. So make sure you always follow the path given by the disc and try to stay near the edges to maximize the force exerted on your character. Assuming that physics actually is in the game. If it's not, I mean, it's still how I approached it, so. It just is what it is sometimes, you know? Alright, for this part, it's really just a pattern that you need to recognize since the balls fall down at varying rates. Basically, I bob and weave to dodge the balls, which is why I am going in between the blocks, right? As we climb up here, you want to make sure, once again, that you stay near the edges. So, here we go, right? I try to stay near the edges, so if I jump in the middle, I try to move my way to the edges. And then the final part that's coming up really is just a matter of getting onto the three last discs, right? Which you usually will get held by, so make sure you jump and then do the further jump, right? I call it further jump, but you're just right clicking. And then it's simply an application of what we learned in this video.